What's up, everybody? Cedric and Cedric here. It's our wrestling commentary, Monday Night RAWish. So make sure you like, share, subscribe, and click that bell. Make sure you do that. So we start off with Seth Rollins and his crew in the ring. Yeah. That was happening.
Yeah.
So, and Cedric says, Breakker is dressed to wrestle. Why can't we just get to that?
Really, man.
You know, I was like, that was reasonable. Cedric has lost all kinds of patience for this.
I got no patience for Seth Rollins.
And so,
because it's just a repeat. Every time he come out, he say the same thing. He did everything. It's all because of him. He's the future. He's got the money in the bank case, and that's where the power is.
And he is Mr. Money in the Bank because he holds that right now. And he lists the fans' cheering habits and uses it to prove that the fans don't know what they want. So he has to guide them. And yeah, he's like, you cheer for everything. You cheer for the good stuff, the bad stuff, and then you cheer for my music. And they are just, how can I say, proving him right.
Yeah.
And they're doing it.
Yeah. I got to make my point. If you pay $5,000 to see them, you can cheer for whatever the hell you want to cheer for. The cameraman come out there, you should be able to cheer.
Yeah. And here's the cameraman. Yay!
I've been cheer the whole time. $500? $500? Shoot.
But the way he did it, I had to note, what he just did was talk to them like a parent.
It was very Vince McMahon-like to me.
Oh, that's funny. My second note, I recall Vince McMahon saying, you don't know what you want. I tell you what you want.
Uh-huh.
See, I was going to save that one up. I was like, well, she got to that quick. I have to do this quick, everybody, because Cedric got a habit of spoiling stuff and getting way ahead with what I wrote.
Hey, man, I remember stuff.
You do? Because sometimes I wonder.
I wonder about you, too.
You got to worry about me. I'm the one writing the stuff down.
Uh-huh.
I just got typing problems. Some people got drinking problems. I got typing problems.
You have more problems than that.
You need to go somewhere. Stop threatening me.
What threats?
Seth says that Reigns is there because of him. CM Punk is there because WWE wanted to cash in how much he hated him. He noticed some others and goes into why he is the end-all, be-all of the WWE, yada, yada, yada. And he gets to LA Knight and how he got beat down for getting in his business. Okay. And he called Paul Heyman the Oracle. And Heyman always looked like he's getting ready to do something vile.
Yes. And something vile to him.
Yeah.
He looks at Seth that way. It's like, what's up, man?
I'd be like, you plotting on me? It's like, I'm always plotting on everybody.
You're walking behind looking like he finna eat his lunch. It's like, dude, you feel that behind you? Because it don't look healthy.
No, it don't. And so, Ron Breakker versus Penta. And it was a good match.
It was a good match.
It was a real good match. Penta slowed down for a bit after doing the dive over the top rope to the outside and landing on his hip.
Landing on that hip.
Paul looks like a person ready to overtly commit a crime.
Yeah.
And I had to note this. We learned if Breakker lost his knees, he'd be shorter.
What the hell?
If you cut him from the knee down off, cut all that off, Braun Breakker would be a lot shorter than what he is. That was when we was watching and stuff. That Cedric brought that up, and I thought that was a good idea. I thought that was a good point. I can't deny it. No. If you cut my legs off from the knee down, I'm gonna drop a lot of height, and that make it easier to beat somebody in the ring when you just drop them, because they ain't expecting it. He just sliced their legs off like that. It hasn't been done, so somebody innovates that. If somebody innovates that, we got to note it down. What did you say? What did you say?
If you remove, I meant the gear, his knee pads and his boots.
Y'all notice how she didn't finish that? She had to skip.
how his legs look a lot smaller.
Well, no,
I didn't say anything about hacking his legs off.
No, repeat it. See if you can do it. Talking about memory. Let's see if you can recite exactly what you said. Let's see
if you take off what he has from the knee down. That's what I said.
If you take everything off of Braun Breaker from the knee down, he would be a lot smaller. That's what you said. So I'm just going with it.
I'm not talking about arbitrarily cutting off somebody's legs. I was just talking about his gear.
She says that when she's called out on it.
No.
You want to remove his legs.
I did not. I'm talking about his gear. The hell?
See, I'll be wondering about her. She gets murderous. So the match ends with a wicked, stiff counter spear by Breaker against Penta's springboard, whatever he was going to do.
A counter what?
It was a counter because Penta went up.
I know, but you said a counter what?
Counter spear.
Oh, it's like you said a counter spin. I'm like, what the hell is that? Okay, cool.
Match ends, and it don't say with, it says with wicked, stiff counter spear. All right, so I got a typing problem. And I had to know that this is indicative of Michaels and Benjamin way back in the day. Seth goes to an ailing Penta, tells him that this was his last warning to stay out of his business, and Penta's like, no. Like, he walked away like, Penta had an option, and Penta's like, no, I done gave my answer. Y'all filled in that bubble way ahead of time. The test is done. Why you giving me this paper? So Adam Pearce informs AJ Styles that Dominique is hurt and can't wrestle at Night of Champions, and AJ's like, what do you do, hurt his mustache?
He break his mustache.
And then he's like, you know what, I'm going to go see him right now and make sure that he's hurt. So I was like, that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
There was a sit down with Goldberg. Michael Cole did. It was okay. Goldberg spoke as what people believe a man should speak as. It all made sense, but the issue is that it's public knowledge about his ailments, health issues, and so much more. And so earlier when Seth mentioned Goldberg's name, the fans sounded indifferent.
Some trying to break out into the Goldberg, but they got cut off.
Yeah. It was kind of like,
And there's no build up to it.
No, it just, okay, I'm here as champion. I'm going to talk, music play. But everybody already knew.
We're going to fight in 2 weeks. You're next.
Goldberg came out like he had 2 ailing hips, and he could talk the thing, but the camera was way too close to his face. You could see, it's almost like you could see everything on him slowly starting to sag. And I was like, this isn't really good.
He's 58.
Yes, he is. And that, hey everyone, that stuff happens when you get older. If it's not common knowledge by now, then welcome to the real world. I say to thee, condescendingly. So, next we get Jade Cargill versus Roxanne Perez.
This is a good match.
Before this match, because they all came out, they ready to go, but we got to do something else. Okay. So Lyra apologizes to Bayley, who oddly doesn't accept it, and then promises to give her the first shot after she wins the belt from Becky. And I'm like, how is Lyra going to screw this up? That's all I thought. So I was thinking this would be a night off for Jade, but this match was highly competitive, and it made sense. It looked good. These girls beat each other up. Jade looked good. Her weakness didn't look stupid. It didn't look weak either. It looked like Perez was intelligently battling her.
Yeah.
Perez has become, I'm going to say, she's a veteran now with her in-ring personality. It's been some years because I keep hearkening back to her versus Willow Nightingale and how bad that was. But she was, and you had to remind me, 6 years ago?
7.
7 by now?
Yeah.
So yeah, me being the idiot, I wasn't even letting go of how long it's been. I was like, to me, it feels like it's been a year and a half. It feels like it's been such a short amount of time.
Well, she got some more years under her belt and gained some experience. And that was what I was saying, off mic, was that it shows, because if you compare her work, to the in-ring work of some of their top ladies, it's a lot better.
Yeah, she's so much better.
Her and Vaquera, they just got to the top roster, and it's like they're better than their champion. And think about that. Think about the performances of, what's her name?
Io Sky.
They're better than their champion. They perform better than their champion. And if anybody's got any sense, the champion still being champion is a problem.
Exactly.
Because the ones she beat are much better wrestlers, personalities, and workers than she.
And I really wish that would be part of their evaluation when they're choosing a champion. Do you have everything down pat? Are you good like that? Because you don't want someone that, and no, I'm not insulting, I'm not picking on Io Sky.
No,
what I'm saying is you want someone that can talk, can back up their talk, perform in the ring, we'll get onto that later, perform in the ring to how they talk, and they don't hurt people. They're smooth. They can make everything look like a struggle, because this match looked like a struggle.
The whole time. It was a struggle.
It was a struggle. I like how Jay laid that kick. She slapped the thigh. Wasn't easy to see, but when she kicked Roxanne, it looked like she should have broke her face in half.
She laid it in.
And yet we didn't feel like that'd be a finish, but it was laid in.
Mm-hmm.
And now to get on something else, this is a note, because I was typing and Cedra saw it, and Cedra said, and I just put it in my notes as one floaty thing, Jade needs more gear, as Cedra put it.
Yeah.
Jade got rolled up, and there was much labia showing.
There was
with some hair
and pubic area showing.
I was like, she kind of thick down there with that,
She needs something wide that's covering all of the crotch area.
She needs a way you see that band on the inside of the thigh, that thick band.
Mm-hmm.
That's what she needs. Those really short trunks.
Because the outside, if you look at her from the back, the left side was going up into the crack more than the way it was designed to. And when it did that, it uncovered the front. So when everybody in the front row of this event, they got a sight.
They had O-face for real.
Yeah.
They would. Ooh, I would have been there too.
I was like, oh no, we got labia.
Yeah, I was like, we got genitalia on camera. It ain't the first time. There's been some testicular revealings in the past. In the NWA, early WCW, before WCW went major on TV, there's been some other labia slippages and exposed hair. Wear tights that make sense. You don't want to wear, how can I say, reinforced lingerie.
Yeah. It looks good. She always looks good, but there needs to be more coverage.
And if anyone thinks I'm saying this like any other twerp out there that wants to speak in hindsight, no, I have said this for over half a decade.
Yeah.
I have been saying this for a very long time.
They need more gear in the lower region so you don't have wardrobe malfunctions.
You don't need spaghetti straps, okay? Your straps need to be udon level or bigger. All right. It needs to be some linguine or lasagna level straps going on
to keep everything strapped down in place.
Now, after some back and forth with Perez, which was looking damn good, spot on, Jade hits her finish, gets the pin. At the end, the only bad part about this whole match was Asuka comes out for the face-off photo moment.
Yeah.
And Asuka looked very, how can I say, reminiscent of Rhea Ripley.
Yeah.
Certain mannerisms and styling of the moderate face paint. Very moderate because this is her chill face paint. As if we don't know what her face looked like. Anyway, Dominic comes out old school WWF challenge style, and the fans allegedly won't let him talk, so he moves on. Truth be told, half the time the fans were not that loud, but Dom did his job.
Yeah.
You know, fans weren't that loud. He's trying to talk, and the fans didn't really go up at all. But Gunther comes out, and he declares that he must make the myth and legend of Goldberg die. Very believable. And the issue is, it seemed like the fans cheered it.
Yeah, they did.
Because I was like, are you cheering that it's finally over? Or are you cheering that I'm going to kill Goldberg? Yes!
Because he got booed and cheered all in the same promo, so I don't know.
The fans don't know what they want. They don't know what they want.
They could be having a good time.
Yeah. Check this out, y'all. Tell me where I'm wrong. The fans, over the past 4 or 5 years, they have transitioned. Because AEW, when they started, what did they say? There's going to be no baby faces or heels. We don't do that. It's competition. And I get that. That's sensical if you do it right. And legitimately, they did it all the wrong way. But everyone was saying that they're stupid for doing it. You know, for those that are traditionalists like myself, Cornette, Cedra, and others, you got to have your baby face and you got to have your heel so your promos can make some sense. Now, the fans they didn't really want to get down with that. They didn't. When they had a baby face and heel, when AEW did, then their cheering became understood. Meanwhile, WWE cheering went from babyface and heel to we just here. We're just cheering. It don't matter for who, it don't matter for what. You got a song that we can woe to, it's gonna happen. You got words we can sing, they will be sung. That's what they've done. The fans have transitioned for WWE into WWE the way the AEW wanted their fans to be. Mm-hmm. But the AEW fans, they want heels and baby faces. The WWE fans just want to be there.
And the AEW fans, they usually sit there like very disinterested old school Japanese fans. And that's saying a lot.
Yeah. Woo, yawning. We're doing this. This is 11:21 a.m. Saturday morning. So, you know, ugh. So backstage, Karrion Kross talks to Sami Zayn. Kross makes a point that Sami will never be world champion, and Sami punches him, dropping him and stuff. Stuff went tumbling down. And then Sami says that he doesn't talk to him, but he'll talk to Adam Pearce. And their match is due. Tick-tock, tick-tock. Kross and his woman make tiny mention like their plan is working. Got him. Like, got what?
Okay, so I'm going to say my piece.
Well, say your piece.
This dude, Karrion Kross, has been skulking around the back for like 9 months. Since I started watching this again with Cedric last year, he'll pop up and say some stuff, and it's like, who you? Oh, it's Karrion Kross. And that's it. Not one match, no run-in, no jumping, just him and his chick talking. And then he finally gets clocked. We got him. And I understand it hit me all in a flash. This first thing, he's like a over 6 foot, a ripped mean girl. She's walking around mean girling it, just talking shit and doing nothing. Haven't seen wrestling one. He could be the greatest wrestler that ever fell from the heavens, but I wouldn't know. It's been 9 months. Hadn't seen jack. 2.
You keep mentioning 9 months. I'm like, man, his skills have not given birth.
Look, I'm telling you how long I've been watching the show. I've been watching since Leon France last year, basically.
Leon.
since last year. It's not a year yet. It's roughly 9 months. Now, 2, okay, him and his girl are still employed. Let's roll this back. Braun Strowman, he got fired. We don't know why, but they were using him up until he got fired. That's like you're a server putting food out on the table. They walk up, you're fired. What?
I've seen it.
It makes no sense. They were actively using him. So apparently he was playing a part you put him in, but you fired him. They did the same thing with Ryan Killings.
And Carlito.
Quote unquote, his contract was up. They weren't going to renew it. But y'all were actively using him. Carlito, I get, he didn't do much, but he just didn't do much. And even so, he still did more than Karrion Kross and his chick, who just walk around and talk in the camera for about 30 seconds every few weeks. And that's it. They don't jump nobody, nothing. And they are still being paid. What is that?
They ain't gonna be on camera and do it for free.
I wouldn't put them on camera. They're not gonna go out and actually actively wrestle, wrestling. Because if people don't wrestle, then there's no point even having the show. Because it's not even good enough to be a soap opera.
At first, I forgot how long it was since Kross has been there, how long we've been doing this. So my idea was that they're trying to build his character and stuff because they didn't use him well the first time or the second. And they're trying to build his character. Who is he? What is he? What is he about? What's he trying to do?
He's a mean girl. He's not trying to do nothing.
And now, if anything, what's the struggle with Sami Zayn? What's going on? And it seems like your frustration equals Sammy's because Sammy's like, you know what? You and I, we got a date now.
I mean, for real, it's like if you wanted to wrestle, dude, we didn't have to go through all this. We could have done this months ago. Hey, I don't like your face or your beard. All right, then let's go to the ring. How hard is that?
Drew McIntyre. Well, all right, then.
How hard is that? Why do we have to take this meandering road to nowhere and then I got him? Bull.
And Sami Zayn is going to have to lose because this will be Kross's first match in a very long time.
Make that make sense. He better come out and do like some head separating destructo something to make it make sense. Because you can't jaw jack me for 9 months with your chicken toe talking crap and then beat me. Oh, hell no.
I'd be like, I'm thinking about my time in this company at this moment. Is that gonna happen?
Just a overinflated, tattooed dude, mean girl. That's it. And shit, the chick is just candy. She don't even talk.
She did.
She spoke 3. She said, "Stop it."
I don't know. I just noticed that her lips moved and the voice came out.
How much she get paid for them 2 words? I just don't. That doesn't make any sense. Who do you know? Well, whose cousin are you?
It's got to be something.
It's got to be something.
Got to be something. Yep.
Okay, you can move on. I'm done.
IC belt Bayley versus Becky Lynch, who was the champion. Great match that eventually spills to the outside where Becky buries Bayley under chairs in hopes of a count out. Lyra comes out and helps Bayley, who mounts a comeback. Bayley is in full control when Lyra enters the ring attacking Becky, forcing the DQ, which seems stupid. Lyra says that she was helping and Bayley yells at her like, "This isn't about us. This belt is not about us." And I didn't know there was a great match. This match was damn good.
It was this is the best I've seen Bayley look since I have been watching.
And ruined with common crap to push a damn near meaningless storyline.
Yep.
Why can't they just do the match, have the heel cheat the face, and then the person that's supposed to help come in, fight the heel, becoming the new challenger?
I don't know.
This was good. This match was Becky Lynch, who I think is exceptionally skinny. She is just above scrawny.
She's a small woman.
But her magic, what I said earlier is coming to it. Her voice, she sounds like a damn woman. And her voice matches her in-ring performance. And when I watch her, it's like I see what she's doing. I see what's going on. And it just makes this the best I've seen Bayley, period.
Bayley was aggressive, and she knew what she was doing. They worked well together. They weren't flubbing.
This match
it was a struggle.
Yes, a struggle. This Becky Lynch looked so good here. Bayley looked so good. It was holy crap. Bubba Ray and I think it was Samoa Joe in TNA. That right there was the first time in my life where a match was starting off like, I am ready for the bedroom, bruh. And then they just came in, the SWAT team came in and ruined the good time for everybody. Just ruined it. That's what this was, except you got in the bedroom, you're doing the do, and right when you think, you know what? I think I'm ready to end it all, the SWAT team come in and just mess it up for everybody. I do not like stuff like this. Don't have these long matches, you're going to just screw it up like this. Just get it over with. I just do it in the back. Hey, y'all two finna go out and wrestle? Yeah, I'm going to let you know I'm just ruining your match by attacking her and getting you disqualified. So then they just start fighting right there in the back.
Yeah, and then the match gets thrown out before it begins.
Do something different in life. So backstage, Clark Gable, wait a minute, Stephen Gable, nope, that's Marvel. Chad Gable talks trash to Penta, who don't want to hear it, but Gable pushes it. Penta evades a cheap shot, beats him down, uses the arm breaker before the staff clears the area out, with Gable shouting, my arm, Penta, my shoulder. I'm like, all right.
Yep.
So what y'all gonna do? And Penta's like, I told you.
He did.
I was like,
He told him.
He told him. He's like, I told you. I was like, yep. I was like, you got nothing, man. So I'm enjoying that. In the ring, Raquel Rodriguez waits to use the mic, but she looks scared out of her mind.
She does. She doesn't look angry. She looks terrified.
She looked, scared. As I wrote, scared as all get out. She looked absolutely terrified. Mama's gonna come to the ring and just beat me down. Mm-hmm. And I didn't know how close to that it was. But she wants Rhea Ripley, and Rhea comes out. Her music hit, the fans erupt more than they have for anyone else on the show. And Rhea, that dude walk she got, love it. She came to the ring like, oh yeah, talking trash. I was like, I'm hyped.
Yep.
I am so ready. I was there. I was like, let's do this. And they fight. And then, pulled, Rhea was beating her down. Then she pulled out the Slim Jim table, because that table is the most epic one there ever is.
Raquel pulled out the Slim Jim table.
Oh, it was Raquel that did it?
She put it in the ring.
Too many pronouns, pal.
And then Rhea got the
She set it up.
Yeah.
And that's what, she gets the table, set it up in the ring, plans to use her finish, but Perez attacks her from behind, just leapt on her like some kind of crazed animal. Mm-hmm. And Rodriguez powerbombs Ripley through the table. Looked real good.
Yep.
And then much later, Rhea and Adam Pearce are sitting down, that door opens, and he barely looks at her. He slowly decides to get to his feet at some point, and she's just like, I want this. And he's like, all right. And I want to hear, that's cool. And I want it done as soon as possible. Can say it better than myself.
Yeah, he's like, how about a street match? She was like, yeah.
I was like, this is how conversation should go. But when she busted that door and walked, she had the walk. That was, if you ever want to see the walk that people get when they are fully bowed up and it's time to beat somebody's head in, she had it. I don't know if she was practicing it or she put herself really in that mindset of, somebody's got to die tonight and it ain't going to be me. but she had the walk. I was like, this is good. I'm enjoying this.
So I gotta acknowledge something. With Short Skirt McDuffie being hurt, that means Raquel doesn't have a tag team partner, and they're tag team champions.
Correct.
So, with Perez coming out and helping her with Rhea, and Raquel acknowledging, "Hey, you helped me out. Good on you." She helped her up, the camaraderie thing. I think it's gonna go the way that I'm suspecting, meaning Perez might take up the mantle as tag team champion with her. Because it doesn't make any sense to strip it or do a tournament, yada yada. They gotta do it the same way they did in SmackDown.
Yep.
I say for consistency. We know they don't care about consistency, but it makes sense.
Yep. Someone else can step in, and there you go. It would make sense. It'd be nice if I could do that in Fire Pro.
Yeah. Yeah.
But and it was pretty good. I enjoyed this. You know what? Let me just say this. Damn you, Danhausen, because you got me saying that mess, and I never thought about it.
What?
They're pretty good. Oh. That's pretty good. You got me saying it like that. I never thought about it. Anyway, so backstage, Asuka prepares to talk. And when Io Sky comes in, my first thought was, oh crap. English is their second language. Where in America, English is oftentimes the third language. I don't know what the first two are, but English is oftentimes, you watch the way people text, English is not the first or second language. I'm just saying. Y'all can be mad at me if you want, but when you go and text somebody, and you can't spell either one right, that ain't me, that's you. And I was like, how bad is this gonna go? But let me listen. And she comes in and mentions that it's finally going to happen between them, having them going against each other like they've always talked about. That's what Io said. And Asuka lets her know in her own way, like, no, this is business. I ain't gonna be your buddy.
Yeah.
And Io's like, They
kept it short.
Yeah. They kept it short. It was good. It's good. So then we get to the main event. Jey Uso versus Cody Rhodes. I'm going to tell you right now, I didn't write anything down. This is what I wrote down. Cody wins with his finish. And my notes were damn great match, worthy of a main event on any show, premium live event, or pay-per-view.
It's the best I've ever seen Jey Uso look.
Cody Rhodes led this match, guided him, showed him how to have a... Jey doing all the basics, but it was all worth it. Everything meant something. It was a babyface versus babyface match where they built it up, where neither cheating or trying to get the fans back. They just wrestled. They focused on each other. They did small spots that meant so much.
They didn't spam super kicks.
Nope. They did good, although they replayed the kneeling super kick by Jey, and the epic thigh slap. My goodness. They got their stuff in, but it was at really good and critical moments.
Yeah.
And it didn't, and the way the moves look, Cody makes his moves look as crisp as possible. Jey is just as gratuitous with that as Cody. Jey, in this, made his move, he put some stank on his moves. And I like that. Like effort, aggression, show that you're trying to do it. Jey has he's the only one that does the kneeling spear or tackle. He hit Cody with it, and you can hear him grunt and the breath leave Cody's body. Mm-hmm. I was like, that right there is worthy of to be a finish from the way that sounded. They go back and look at it, they're gonna be like, dang, I should have went for it then. But he got the two super kicks. That spear went for the top, and I was like, I said, Cody's going to get up and get up there before he even jumped. And I'm sure Cedric was like, yeah, he's probably right about that. Mm-hmm. And Cody did it. Avalanche, Ace Crusher, hit, and I was like, that should have been it. Nope.
They were both convalescing after that.
Yep. Cody ultimately hit his finish, 1, 2, 3, but I enjoyed this match.
It was a good match.
I could watch it again. I really could. This right here is what I would call a 3 3/4 star match. This match was up there with the old Steamboat and Flair type stuff. It was not it, but it's up there.
It made Jey Uso like he was a clever wrestler.
Yes. Jay looked like he belonged in the main event.
Yeah. It's the best I've ever seen him look.
For once, Jay looked like he was worth a damn. To me, anyway. Because I don't care about the hype intro. What you going to do in that ring?
Yeah.
You know, if you're a woman and some dude, you know, he's, you know, Mr. Mandingo, damn the coloration of his skin, but he's Mr. Mandingo down there. You know, he's Mr. Horse Guy, and the best he can do is get it some blood flow into it. You'd be like, well, what was the point of that? That's how I view an epic intro, but nothing in the ring.
It's got to be some sort of payoff. And it also goes to show that not
Jay made the sheepskin worth it.
Huh? It also goes to show that not everybody is capable of leading someone through a match.
Because Gunther...
Just because you're a good wrestler doesn't mean that you can lead, because Gunther obviously
did not lead well at all.
And he also, you know, was riddled with, what you call it, job face?
Yeah.
The whole time. Who else can't lead well? Charlotte Flair. She cannot lead through a match.
Just because you went to school to teach don't mean you meant to teach.
That's true.
You know what to do, but you don't got the patience for the kids.
Mm-hmm.
So I really commend Cody. Jay listened. Jay did his thing. Everything was sparse. I just love this match. I really thought it was great. Others might feel different. If you do, let me know. You know, you might actually change my mind. I might be like, oh, you got a point there. Things like that happen. You know?
There was nothing super extraordinary. I mean, it was very basic. They did basic stuff and put on a great match. They were able to do this. This is the. I remember Cody being in AEW, and when he was there, his matches were usually the bright spot because everything else was trash.
Yeah.
But he would put on a well put together match,
or as well as it would allow him.
And
to.
It didn't fit. It never fit.
No, it didn't. You got anything and everything happening under the sun, and then he come out and like, now we're gonna wrestle, and it's like, it was. Yeah, everything with Cody in AEW was cold. Cold start, cold middle, cold end. Because it never fit the program that they had. AEW was a bunch of children having, and I'm not trying to take a disparaging remark from someone else, no. But you look back at it, from the AEW's first 3 years, AEW was a bunch of children finally having fun with the parents gone, and they got to do everything they wanted to do, and they didn't realize that they was trashing the house. And when they get up and look around and see the mess, they're not gonna clean it up. They just gonna work around it. Eventually, you keep making mess. You can't work around it. You just gotta work on top of it. And now, with the way things are going with AEW, now they're actually like, okay, maybe we should get a push broom and at least get this part up. But this match here with Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes, I was thankful. I was like, this was good. We still got SmackDown to watch, and you got other stuff to do, and I got stuff to do. But we got some catching up to do, and we're going to catch up. We're going to get there. This has been Cedric Procedure for CR Wrestling Commentary on Monday Night Raw-ish. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, click that bell. Y'all, hey, it's summer, it's hot, people are getting crazy and whatnot. But regardless, if you can, y'all be cool, be chill. Most importantly, be safe, because we want to see you next time.